Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight has been for most of the day. And also, like always, I hope you're getting out like Starlight gets out, and I'm gonna go for a beautiful hike. I don't know where I'm gonna go this weekend, but hey, you can come with Starlight. Starlight would like some company. You can come with me. We can look for little creatures, little bugs and insects and ladybugs. Anyway, yes, get out in nature, and also make sure you're being kind to yourself. And that means your husband and wife and children and other people and mom and dad. Yeah, mom and dad too. So anyway, as long as they're loving and supporting you, right? Yes. So anyway, I do love all of you. If you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget to check out my playlist, and also you can share my videos with your family, your friends. I'm sorry, the light kind of changed for some reason here, and I've been on a run, and so I am sweating. So I was at one library and I just couldn't get in the study room, so here I am at another one. So anyway, you can share my videos, like I said, with your family, your friends. What animals did Starlight see? Let me see. I had a bee on me today, so what does it mean you have a bee that lands on you? So yeah, you could share my videos with a bee and also a squirrel. Yeah, you could share. Starlight's always hanging out with the squirrels and feeding them. And also, you can check me out on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K Dingman. And if I already said this, don't forget to leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And don't be shy. Thank you, Sean, for reaching out. It was great to see that you said hello. So anyway, I gotta jump right into this video because they're gonna be closing, and I get so many minutes, so I gotta really push for this video to get it made. So anyway, I do love you, and I'm sorry, I'm like seeing things on my screen. I thought it was my hair out of place. But anyway, I never know what I'm gonna see from one day to another, and I know you guys have that too, but with me, I am going out and I'm reaching out to people out in public all the time. I'm always somehow or another, helping this one out, that one out. I'm taking care of my own needs first, of course, God, me, then those special loved ones out there, and that special someone out there, and then everybody else after that. But anyway, are you a risk taker? So I was trying to figure out what title, I know what I want to talk about. So this is what I came up with is, are you a risk taker? Some of you don't take risk. You're even afraid to go out and take a hike. And you're like a Starlight. They got ticks in the woods. I could die. There's animals, Starlight. There's a snake. It could bite me. There's bears out where I live, Starlight. I'm not going out there with the bears. So those, I guess, you're not a risk taker. You're not a risk taker. You can go take a walk out in nature. And how many times has Starlight actually gone out in the woods? I lost count, definitely. Since I was really young, as a kid growing up, because where I lived, I had, my parents might have not had a lot of money, but we had land. So we had lots of land, lots of bushes, lots of woods, lots of trails. I could go all over, out there, and I did. At a young age, I would go out, and it's like my parents didn't even care where I was, and even if I ever came back. But Starlight would go out and just go out, and it would be like especially man, we don't have any school, and it was a weekend or a holiday, or summer vacation. Where's Starlight? Nobody knows. She's, we didn't have cell phones, you're not going to call me up and, so Starlight was out there. Are you afraid of the dark? Starlight learned at a young age not to be afraid of the dark. And I have a couple family members that are blind, so that was another thing that I learned a lot on how people are being blind. So it has a lot to being in the dark. So some of you are, there's the reason why I want to make this video is that there's, we're all risk takers at some point, somehow. Some of you might, like I know some people now that are homeless that are, I see them at the park at certain times, where there's one guy, he's a risk taker, he loves to ski. And that's taking a risk. You could, things could happen. Things could, Starlight's done skiing before COVID, before COVID and at the time of COVID, so yeah, you're taking a risk of, especially after you learn how to ski, you could lose all kinds of body parts doing that, like whoops, there goes that leg, and if you don't know what you're doing. And so that is being a risk taker. What else? Risk taker. Driving a car. Do you drive a car? Hey, you're a risk taker. Are you a safe driver? No? Well, you're definitely a risk taker. Let's see. People might take a risk by saying hello to somebody. They might tell me to get the hell out of here. They might yell at me, I don't know. Fire might come out of their mouth. But Starlight's definitely a risk taker, I'm always, I even say hello to people that I don't even think they're human. I'm like, and it wasn't that I didn't say it loud enough. I'm like, hello. It's too funny. It's like, no eye contact, no nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm like, how the heck do they do that? What's up with those people? I don't know. I don't even know if I want to know the truth of that. Because I don't believe we're all the same out here, even though we might believe red, but I don't believe that all of us are 100% humans out here. Do you? Did you see that guy, man? I had this happen a couple weeks ago where I was feeding some, these little animals out here, and a man, like, scary, comes walking through, never even looked at me, never even turned his head or anything, it's like a ghost, but he looked like human. And I was feeding this little animal, and I forget what they're called, and they like nuts. And Starlight was trying to make some new friends, and this dark figure man just walked. I mean, he's like only like a couple of feet away from me. Never even looked my way, never even flinched. He had bones sticking out of his backpack. Yeah, big, long, flat bones. And then he walked right over that animal's hole. Was that animal around? No, that animal went in the hole. It's amazing. I'm like, you're not a human, dude. So there's a lot of things that we can do, like risk-taking, climbing up mountains, wall climbing. Starlight's never done that. You want to do that? Let's see, all kinds of crazy things that can happen. Risk-taking, like going on an ocean, with people go on lakes with where they ski on top of the water. Things can happen, Let's see, risk takers. People do all kinds of crazy stuff. You see it on TV. And so there's like little things of risk taking, driving a car is no joke though. That is definitely taking a risk. Once you get behind that the steering wheel, I pray every single day, for Archangel Michael, Metatron, and angels of violet flame to put a triple shield of protection around Starlight, because anything could happen, and I did make a video a long time ago about the, could have, this could have happened, or what if, oh, it's what if, that's what it was called, what if, so you don't want to be afraid. So this is kind of hand in hand with fear and risk taking, because fear is normally why people are afraid. Some people are afraid, like Starlight was before, because I didn't like crowds of people, to go in a mall or go where there's a lot of people. The energy, empath does not like to be around a crowd of people and loud noises like that, sorry. But now there is a difference. There's like different kind of risks that we take. The healthy kind is like kind of letting go of fear and learning how to drive a car so you can enjoy life. Or like what Starlight has done is I took a step of faith and I drove all the way to Miami and to where I am now. Risking things by myself. I don't have a man out here protecting my ass. Where is he? Where did he go? None. There's not a man out here protecting my ass. But I do have God. And that's what makes me, and that's how I ended up getting where I am now. So that is a healthy risk taking. I could be, afraid because I'm alone to go out on a hiking trail. I'm alone, I could get raped, or I'm afraid, I go out on the city, out in the streets at night, now in certain areas, yes, females, that's might be safe for men. So this is the difference here. There's healthy risk taking and not so healthy risk taking. See, healthy risk taking, it's great to take risk. It's great to let love guide you in that fear. And that didn't come from me, that came from my mentor, which, is Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart. I haven't mentioned that in a while. So anyway, with that is, you gotta let love guide you, not fear. But even taking a job, or trying to get a job, and, you're taking a risk, you're stepping out there into the unknown of, am I going to get the job? You could sit there and never do anything and just sit around and not do anything and not get that job. Or you're taking a risk by putting yourself out there and taking a risk that they say, sorry, but you don't qualify for this job. So there's healthy risk, and then there's not so healthy, unhealthy risk that people can take. So now I'm going to talk about some not so, like smoking cigarettes. What did it say on the package? Here, I'm at a wrong angle here. What does it say on the package of the cigarettes? It lets you know that, hey, they're addictive and you could get cancer. Or people taking a risk of having unclean sex with multiple partners, or they're not using condoms, they're not protecting themselves. So those are unhealthy ways of taking risk. I just met somebody today, and it's one of those things, after you hear things, you're like, hey, what's for you is not for me. What's good for me might not be good for you. But, there are people out there that are into all kinds of different things out there. And not saying that Starlight never did these kind of things or something near that, is, like I said, with unprotected sex, is also to even people go out and they are risk takers by going into open relationships, like a threesome, like a guy and a girl, and it could be two guys with one girl, or two girls and one guy, where they're all in agreement, hey, let's just blank each other. Okay, so are you all using condoms? What? Ooh, I thought not. But those are kind of risks that really can backfire. And what other kind of risks are not good for you? I do meet all kinds of people out here, and I love it. I get to hear a lot of different things, a lot of backgrounds, stories, all kinds. I hear everything, anything and everything. And I'm that type of person that can handle this stuff. So risk taken, like being homeless, this happens out there, and it happened to me when I was 16, actually almost 16. Well, actually when I got caught, I was 16, is, because you're homeless, you might possibly think about stealing because you don't have any food. Starlight's been there, so with that note is, you might take a risk of stealing. Now you're already homeless, right? You're already homeless. Why is it not safe to steal? And on that note is, stealing is like an addiction. How do I know? I had that addiction a long time ago. I did. I don't even know the youngest age I started stealing. And how did I learn about stealing? That's in another chapter in another book. So anyway, we all come from different backgrounds and different kind of families. I've actually seen on a radio, on a TV before, where parents were actually using their kids as a way of stealing stuff in malls and stores. So, so then they're taking a risk at actually a whole lot of things. They're stealing. Did they really need to? Because sometimes it starts out that you don't have any money, you don't have any food, you have no income coming in, and you get hungry. And so, you start out and you steal because you're like, well, I do need to have food. And then before you know it, you're doing it again. And and you're taking risk all the time of getting caught. Now you're already homeless, so you think that you're at the bottom by being homeless, and so you're taking a risk of going out, and now you're just stealing everything. I laugh because I've been there. A thief knows a thief. I can detect a thief. Because I was one. I would be a great security guard at a mall or at a store like Walmart or something who's stealing. Because I have learned a lot of stuff on how to steal. And these days a lot different though. They got a lot of cameras and stuff like that, and they got even glass that actually looks just like a glass. That's how Starlight got caught a long time ago. So with stealing though is you think you're in a bad situation now because you're stealing. You're stealing this, you're stealing that, and it's like, hey, do you need anything? And I'm like, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this person doesn't have any money, but they're asking me if do I need something? Well, God's taking care of all my needs. I've had people, like I said in other videos, that they wanted me to have sex with them to give me money. I didn't do that. Some of you thinking, Starlight, you should have. No. I've even had people, you wouldn't believe what people wanted me to do. I was like, and who, I'm not going to mention who, but who wanted me to do these things. And I had thought about it, and I didn't really think too hard about it. But, you would have thought that it wouldn't have been a bad thing, but that's not what God wanted me to do. Where I could have made money by showing people my feet, Here, do you want to see my feet? How much money? Really, I can make $500 by you doing what? So God's like, no, Starlight, we don't want you to do that either. But God, I'm homeless, just like the thief. And what I've learned about thieves, because I was one and I've known many thieves in my life, is that a thief goes hand in hand with lying. They're like friends. because they're gonna lie to you. How did you get that? Oh, the lady in there, she gave it to me. She bought me this. Maybe she did. But maybe you stole it. Did you steal that? No. And the funny thing is on this story is this happened to me this morning, is I had somebody complaining because they got upset. I was helping them out by charging their phone in my car because there was no outlets where we were hanging out. And I say hanging out, but I was actually doing my IAMs for the morning. I was in this place to stay warm because they are open 24 hours and I can connect to the Wi-Fi. I can do all my stuff and stay warm until it kind of warms up, and then I can get out of there because I don't want to use my gas in my car and my light in my car to do all this stuff, and it's more comfortable. But so I used the guy's cord, and then I asked him, because I found something. Did Starlight steal it? No, I found it. I didn't steal it. Starlight does not steal. And lying? When's the last time I lied? I can't even remember. It was that long ago, and it was like, oh, Starlight. It's like doing an application. Did you get your GED? I did tell the truth. I did tell the truth. I'm like, no, I didn't get my GED. But anyway, so I asked the guy, hey, because I noticed he had lots of cords, and I'm like, hey, do you, I found this, it's a little cute little speaker, and I'm like, I don't have a cord that goes in it. And I said, would you happen to have the right size cord to go in this, to charge it up? And he goes, well, I probably did have, but somebody stole all my stuff, and then I had to go and get new stuff. But the funny thing is, it's not even funny, it's bad. It's that I realized when I learned, I only have to spend like a few minutes, and then I realized I could pick this up. And I talked to the guy trying to help him out as far as like the journey with God and the numbers and the I am affirmations, and then I was getting downloads of information from God, letting me know that he's a liar and a thief. And he didn't tell me that he was stealing. I just knew it. So I was talking to him and I was letting him know, well, this journey here, the things that are so important, you got to be honest, and you can't steal. And once I said that, he ratted himself out and did actually admit that he does steal. And the look on his face when I said those words, is priceless. It's like, caught red-handed, how did she know? A thief knows a thief. What can I say? I don't steal anymore, but I have been guilty of it a long time ago, So, and there's all different kinds of forms of stealing, and that's a different video. So, are you taking risk for the right reasons? Because, it's not going to look very good when you get caught by a cop stealing, and then you're complaining that your stuff got stolen. God's trying to teach you a lesson. How did you feel? That all your stuff got stolen. And thieves, if people know that you're a thief, that's probably why you're having a hard time sleeping at night. Because you're afraid somebody's going to kick your ass for stealing their shit. So it is so vitally important, and it's an addiction now, isn't it? It's an addiction. It's like smoking cigarettes or drinking coffee every day or smoking marijuana. Marijuana can be addictive, especially when you're starting out, but later on it doesn't. It's always different for everybody. It doesn't mean that it's addictive to everyone, because I did quit. It's not like cigarettes or alcohol though. So what kind of risk are you out there taking? Starlight used to take really unhealthy risks when she was younger. And I would, meet men in some strange places. And I went on Craigslist. I made some of my own ads. We won't talk about that though. And I did. It's amazing that I have all my fingers, I have all my body parts, and I'm still alive today. Because something out there has been protecting my ass all this time. So there are risks that we need to take, and then there's risk, if you are taking risk out there and you don't care about this beautiful body that God gave you or the beautiful body that you have, and you're taking a risk like, I know a guy that does a skin, his legs are all messed up because he's just, he's a thrill taker, he loves thrills and stuff like that. But, God wants us to take risk, and in order to get through this life, we have to take risk. In order for things to ever happen in our life, we do have to take risk, because that's like a lot of letting go of fear at the same time. But God doesn't want us to take risk where we're going to end up dying because of that risk. So there's people that take risk out there, like, there's people that dirt bike, they do races, they might do these. I've watched these dirt races. I don't even know if I think I deleted those videos, because I actually recorded a man, and I caught it. I mean, the timing of me using my camera right at the time that the guy was going to go up over a hill, and then he's going to do a flip, but then, and then the ambulance came and scraped him off the ground, took his bike, got it off, and then let everybody else go. I was like, wow, I cannot believe I recorded that, where you could slow motion that, but those are kind of risks that you got to really be mindful about, because I did know another guy that the reason why I was there was into dirt bikes and would race, but he was careful. He didn't go and do some crazy stuff because he cared about his life. He didn't want to go out that way. So it is all up to you what kind of risk you're taking. And is it worth it stealing? Like I said, people like that, when I find out they're a thief, I really don't want to trust anything they got to say. And that man actually, it's like, hey, do you need anything? Like, how can you help me out, No, I really don't need you to go get anything from me. That'd be the time that you'd get caught stealing. Well, I was stealing for her. I didn't want you to do that, So it's kind of weird how people do things, like to steal things. They're so addicted to stealing that they might even ride a bicycle somewhere and steal flowers off somebody's yard and bring them to you. Like, here, I don't want your flowers. I don't want those kind of gifts. If you're like stealing things to give me something, I don't want nothing to do with that stuff. So don't do me any favors by going out, and trying to steal something. So, and you could be in jail, you could get guys beating you up, maybe that's why you're having a hard time finding anywhere to sleep, because, it's an addiction. Before you know it, you're stealing stuff you don't even need. And there's a lot to that, why people do that, like where Starlight came from. So please be mindful of the kind of risk that you take, because God, you're going to reap what you sow when you do that shit. Or even if you don't care about your body and you're taking a risk out there, and you're not caring, and that's what kind of happened to my brother, is that the one that passed away, is that he didn't really, take good care of his body. He was very abusive to his body, and then later on he ended up having a lot of back problems, and he was in pain because he wasn't caring about his body. So we got to take the right kind of risk, and you got to figure out, is this a risk that I'm willing to take? How many guys are you going to get chasing after you because you stole their shit? Is that really the kind of risk taking you want to participate in? I hope not, because if you want God to bless you like God has blessed me, God doesn't want you to be stealing, and God definitely does not want you to lie. So it's because you're not trusting and believing, that God is going to supply your needs. And that addiction, you got to break that addiction. It is tough. I've been there. I know what it's like. I do. Starlight was stealing anything, if it wasn't screwed down. No, I'm just kidding. It was bad. It was bad enough. So anyway, I do love you, and I hope you really get a lot out of this video. And you got to take risk. There's time. I take risk all the time. Right now, I drove here with no gas in I'm driving on fumes, But I made it to the library, Now how am I going to get out of here? God's going to take care of that. That's all I know. So anyway, I love you. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you can also share my videos with your friend, your family. Yes, even the thief. He needs this video as much as you do. And also, you could share my videos with a beaver. Cleaver beaver. And not only a beaver is a robin. So yes, I was thinking of that song that Michael Jackson sung with the word robin in there. But anyway, besides share my videos with a robin, you can also follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, doing the Starlight. I love you all, and please, if you watch this video, you gotta stop stealing. God loves you so much. God can give you all what you need. But you gotta trust Him, and you gotta go to Starlight. Starlight can help you out how to do this. So anyway, or watch my videos. So I love you, and you want to be smart on the kind of risk taking. You take the healthy kind of risk, getting out of your comfort zone, travel the world, do that, those are great risks. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.